What's up, Galera? It's Hey with Ginga and Grow Strong, and I'm back with another video. This time, I'm giving you a video on how to manipulate your Ginga. Now, Ginga is very important. It's the most fundamental move in Brazilian Capoeira, okay? And it basically does everything. It controls the movement, your positioning, whether you're fighting, whether you're dancing. It sets you up for counterattacks. It sets you up for counters, cool moves. It gives you momentum. So Ginga is very important. It's the fundamental move in Brazilian Capoeira. So it really does everything, okay? So it allows you to escape. It lets you manipulate time and space, okay, to get in those secret attacks. And that's why you need a Capoeira master or professor or teacher, whatever you want to call it, someone who's qualified to show you those secret attacks. Now, I give you a lot of awesome content here on this channel, but really we have some awesome secret attacks that I've learned through my master and my mestre and my mestrando and my professor, you know, at the time, and my direct instructor, mestrando advogado. And over time, those secret attacks, how to really kick people, how to really drop people, how to really do the martial arts part. Now, Capoeira is a lot of things to a lot of people, okay? But first, remember that it is martial art. And what's awesome about it, once you be able to do all the cool moves, or not even then, being able to play into your old, into your older age, Capoeira over 40, Capoeira over 50, it is those things like that, like the martial art aspect to keep you safe. Now, after a while, you've been playing for a while, you have a good rapport with everybody, you're well respected. If that's what you want to do and grow old into the sport and into the martial art, then that's what you live. But the fundamental use of Capoeira was martial arts. And the Ginga is going to allow you to do that. Now today, I'm not going to show you all those secrets, but I'm going to give you some ways to bend time and space, to give you style, to give you better positioning when you're playing other people, and just to give you some variety and some dynamics, okay? So alright, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the basic Ginga, and I'm going to show you some moves, and I'm going to give you 7 different types of Ginga, and of course I'm going to give you more. Well, hey, always gives bonus. I give a lot of value in any of my products or just my videos or just bonuses in general. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the basic Ginga. Then I'm going to talk about hands, okay? Using the basic Ginga and different hand styles. Now, what does the hands have to do with it? Well, it tricks your opponent when using it. Yes, it gives you style, but it also, Capoeira is very telegraphed. Like other martial artists would look at, like, look, he's telegraphed. He's taking that big, I could see his kick coming from a mile away, like if they're a boxer or if they're but that's the way it's supposed to be, or is it? Okay, so it's to set you up, or it is to, yeah, it's telegraphed, but it's also on purpose. Okay, it's for style, and it's to fake you out also as well. So what the hands do, okay, is fake that initial movement, whether if they're going to set you up for a counterattack or whatever. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is some of the hands using the basic footwork in Ginga. Okay. From there, I'm going to give you a couple different footworks, okay, which are awesome, which lets you maneuver around your opponent, okay, or just change the dynamics of your head placement, change the body of your dodging. Okay, so it's like a dodge built into the Ginga, and you could switch to the other side, as you'll see here momentarily as we get into the nitty-gritty. So from there, I'm going to talk about basically some side shuffle Gingas and some different style Gingas with the hand. So I hope that you enjoy. Here we go. Let's get started. Okay, the first one we're going to go over is just the basic Ginga, okay? So, nothing strange here. Just if you don't know how to Ginga, just look it up, or I'll put a link in the description. But this is basically the Ginga. We're drawing a triangle. Basic hands, okay? This is fundamental stuff. If you need that, you can check out my Fundamentals of Capoeira. We'll go over all this stuff. So, here's the different variation. We're going to go ahead and step our leg first before we move our heading. This is very useful in not volunteering our whole face and our body as target. So we're going to almost be sneaking in to that space to see if it's okay, as if you're stepping your foot into the water to see if it's cold or see if it's hot, to check the temperature. So we're going to check the temperature. That's what that is. I got this from Mestrando Furacao. You've seen him Ginga, and he did this in one of the warm-ups, and I was like, oh wow. That is different. Alright, second one. Let's move on. So that's actually 2 and 1. So let's go into the second or third one, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this one we're going to work on some of our hands. This is just adding some Ginga. The steps are the same with our feet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and almost like an open-handed slap that we would have with the second hand. Okay, as we do that side view. Okay, almost like a slap, but it's more
or just a misdirection. This isn't a power slap, although it could be if you're using a palma de mão. Okay, so nice and easy. Now here's a variation of that, number 3 or 4, whatever you want to call it, the double hand. So this is a lot of adding style in lunging. So a lot of times you find yourself, what do I do when I'm just, when I'm in there and I don't know what to do? Well, here's adding some style in your Ginga. Double-handed Ginga. The footwork is the same. Okay, so use this one. You could even rock back into the back foot to add some weight. Put your weight on the back. Here's the next one, 4th or 5th one, whatever you want to call it. I'll just say the next. So this one's a little bit trickier. We're going to do a double hand shake. Boom, regular Ginga, switch. But make sure you end correctly as you would in the basic Ginga. Add some bob and weave head movement. This is to make your movement unpredictable and your head placement unpredictable, okay, as it can be. So add this style to your Ginga. Very cool, very aggressive, okay, and tricky, depending on how you use it. Okay, moving on to the next one. We're going to go ahead and add, and this one's some footwork. So as we Ginga, we're going to pretend as if, you can say like a fake awu. Okay, like you're going to go into a cartwheel, but you don't. You just hop on the leg. And you can do it as many times as you want. I just do a 3rd one when I teach my students. Okay, you could even touch the floor. So you could 1, 2, 3, and touch the floor, pretend to touch the floor, depending on your balance and your level. Okay, so side view. Okay, 1, 2, 3, back to G. So this just adds in some variation. You can play with time, practice this, and then you'll see different opportunities to use it. Okay, so right now just throw it into your mix, into your daily training as warming up, okay, or just practice it by itself, and you'll see different opportunities to how to use it. This we call the samba. Now, because this is like a sweep, a move that we do in samba, okay, but it's also used in capoeira to play with space. Okay, so if you're jingling with somebody, you don't want to be predictable, sweep, okay, then displace back to Ginga. I believe Mechido, Contramestre Mechido, I learned the name for it because I had seen him teach it in a workshop, and then I'd seen it before, but I noticed this from Samba, and he actually said, hey, we do that in Samba. We do that in Samba. This is, so the Samba people call it the Capoeira move, and the Capoeira people call it the Samba. Here it is from the side view. Okay, but very good. It's about just play with your space. As you edge to the edge of your Ginga, you displace it back and make it a circular move. I like this one a lot. And what Contramestre Mechido would say is that you're fishing for something, that you're just looking for an opportunity to come in and to attack your opponent, and it gives you variation. Okay, moving on to the next one. These are very awesome, exciting variations. Okay, so here we go. So we're just basically going to do a side shuffle here. Now, I was first taught that to do this out of base, so I'm going to start doing it from hands up in your cadeira blocking position. You don't want to be attacked when you're doing this because you're at the front of your Ginga. See, front of the Ginga, side shuffle. But you could also do that with regular Ginga hands. Make sure you block because you're shifting to the way it easily kick you in the head. So if you're going to do this one, make sure your guard is up on the inside. Okay, so here's one with the hands, base protecting. But if they do a head kick, you need to have your elbow up here protecting the head. So those are the 2 different variations. Okay, moving on to the final variation. Very nice. So as we Ginga, this is what's called the wedge. Or mestrado Portugal would call the wedge. But first we're going to learn it in a flat plane, which means basically shifting our hips as we Ginga. We're changing to the Ginga. So if we're Ginga left, we switch to Ginga right. Okay, it's basically esquiva lateral. So we're just pivoting and shifting our weight so that we end up on the other side of the Ginga, but in the same spot and location we're at in time and space. Okay, boom. So that's the side view. Now, in the last part that we're going to show you, it's the same move concept, but we're changing dimensions. Okay, so instead of facing forward, we're going to do like a north, south, east, west. We're going to move down. So the same footwork, but we change our dimension in that we're facing the opposite way. We're trying to even corner or corral our opponent. Boom, boom. So we've kind of flanked, if you will, our opponent when we use this. And I'll do a separate video to teach you how to use it with a partner. But for now, just know that you change your dimension and you can do it left or right and practice this as an exercise. First, be able to master the movement by itself, then you can learn how to use it with a partner. But either way, you're going to play with it. So go back and check out all the Gingas. I hope this was added value to you, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ginga and grow strong.